Okay, let's see here. Let's check the audio here, make sure we are okay. Okay. Okay, hey Austin. Hey Rye Guy. Offense didn't do anything until the 10th inning. Saying they did not do much is really underselling it. Alright, alright. So Snacks should be joining me shortly here. Man, so Hicks was like an uber cancer, I guess. Hicks was like Allen Iverson. Oh, cool, Austin. Alright. Alright, no problem there. Hmm. Okay, this must be the actual, like, puzzle solving part of the temple. Oh, yeah?
Daughter, daughter of the Garuda.
Okay, what do we got here?
This platform connects to the very top of this temple. Use your power to charge the 4 batteries, and it will function once more. Heed my words.
noise. Okay. So how does this work?
Here we go.
Good evening. Welcome to the Crazy Train.
That's one way to put it.
So this is one of the batteries. It seems to have all right. 3 left.
So,
But
is your experience today something you don't mind sharing, or is there not really much to share?
there isn't really much to share. It's the same shit it always is. You know, I just fucking so tired of it, man. And what's even better is reading all this shit online about all these other people who are struggling, who have like way better qualifications than I do, and there's like no chance they're getting jobs. So I'm like, man, I have no chance.
You just got to do something that they would never think to do in the interview, like shit your pants.
The job was for Pants Shitting International. What a fantastic idea. Seriously, instead of just driving around in circles like a putz, why don't I just fucking...
Yeah, Insane Eclipse.
Fun. Fuck's sake. There we go. Perfect.
I'll leave that area to you, Link.
Alright. Floor him up. Shit. Ass. No.
I know you have a stalker tooth at my home base, so I can go over there. Hopefully.
Yeah, Austin, of course. What else can you do? I mean, the alternative would be to just restart your PS2, and I know you don't want to do that.
Has he been running his PS2 for 17 years straight?
No, he lost the Super Bowl in his Madden 07 franchise.
Oh. You're playing Madden 07 on the PS2.
It's better than the modern Maddens.
Yeah. I just never thought I'd hear someone still be doing it. Well, congratulations.
Yeah, my PS2 still works, but the controller's almost dead, and there isn't enough reason for me to get a new one, so I just kind of retired it.
Makes sense.
You think that Paul George is a Hall of Famer?
No.
If he does not make the Hall of Fame, he will be the first ever 8-time All-Star to not make it. It seems like
Oh.
it's doable.
Son of a bitch. 8-time All-Star. How old is he right now? Because I assume you're looking at him or something.
Yeah, he is... let me grab the age here. He is 33. Hey, big country. Yeah, he's 33. And it doesn't seem like he should make the Hall of Fame because of the playoff P stuff, but...
If he's 33, he's still got plenty of time, you know, to still do more. And if you keep going at it, you know, and just adding stuff, I'll put a pin in that. I'll take a look at the stuff in a minute.
Yeah. The only player to make 8 or more All-Star games and not make the Hall of Fame is Larry Faust, who played in the 50s. So it'd be pretty hard. And honestly, pretty much everybody with 7 is in. The exception would be like maybe I don't think LaMarcus Aldridge will get in, but he has made 7 All-Star games, so he has a shot. I need to blow up the NBA Hall of Fame and start over. Too many weaklings got in.
That's why I don't like it's the Basketball Hall of Fame, is because there's women in there.
Mm-hmm. They should put, like, famous NBA groupies into the Hall of Fame.
So he's got 6 All-NBA selections and 4 All-Defensive selections. 8-time All-Star. The Most Improved Player Award. And now I'm going to look at his career totals. Okay. Wow, even with load management, he did. Even with the load management, maybe he scored more points this season than he has any season since he was in Oklahoma. Which is pathetic, but yeah, actually, since he came to, basically, like, if he doesn't make the Hall of Fame, it's going to be because he came to LA. Because he came to LA to be lazy. Same with Kawhi. That's why they suck, and that's why they didn't work as a duo. Is because they came to LA to be lazy. His career high games played since coming to Los Angeles is 56, which was this season with the load management. When he was in Indiana, his second season was the lockout season. He played every game. Season after that, he only missed 3 games. That was when they made the Eastern Conference Finals, took it to 7. Season after that, they also made the Eastern Conference Finals, this time lost in 6, but they had a better record than Miami. Were a higher seed. Only missed 2 games. Season after that, that's when he famously got hurt. But then he comes back, and he kicks ass. 81 games. Only missed a single game. Next season after that, his final season in Indiana, misses the most amount of games other than he practically missed the whole season. Most amount of games he missed up to that point, which was 7 games. Paul George, aside from the one catastrophic injury that he had from, you know, the Team USA shit where he missed almost the whole season, came back and played like the last 6 games of the season. Yeah. Other than that rare incident, he was an Iron Man. Barely ever missed games. The most he ever missed in his career before then discounting that one freak happenstance, was 7. But since coming to LA, the most amount of games he's played in a season is 56.
Yeah, it's a
So
weird one.
if he doesn't make the Hall of Fame, it's going to be because of him going to LA to be lazy. Because he was averaging 1,700 points a season before that happened. And if he'd been doing that the last 4 seasons he's been in LA, he'd already be over 20,000 points, which between 8 All-Star selections, 6 All-NBA selections, 4 All-Defensive Team selections, 20,000 points, he'd be a shoo-in for the Hall of Fame. If he doesn't make it now, it's going to be because of that. I guarantee it.
Man. I guess when you put all that together,
That
he
being-
probably will.
That being exactly, he probably will. Basketball Reference's Hall of Fame probability at 93.
This doesn't feel right. Like, LaMarcus Aldridge will honestly probably make the Hall of Fame, and that doesn't feel right either.
Tracy McGrady, who made the Hall of Fame, that didn't feel right. His Hall of Fame probability is roughly the same as Paul George's.
Yeah. At least Tracy McGrady had like a couple of seasons where he was a top 3 player. Paul George has never been a top 3 player.
LaMarcus Aldridge is listed as being a 50% chance on Basketball Reference of making the Hall of Fame. Now you said he was an 8-time All-Star. I'm going to look at his other accolades.
I think 7 actually.
Take a look. Well, he did retire, so he's done. But Paul George still has time. That's why it seems like he's really got a chance. LaMarcus, he's retired, he's done. So 7 All-Star selections, 5 total All-NBA selections, and as far as his awards go, that's it. For his career totals, he is over 20,000 points and almost 9,000 career rebounds. Very few and almost no players have this many rebounds and this many points and don't make the Hall of Fame. With 7 All-Star selections and 5 All-NBA selections, he's got a good shot.
Yeah, I think he will. And it's just going to feel weird.
It'll feel weird because you're like, yeah, he wasn't really that competitive. He never really made that big of an impact. He never really made that big of a difference. However, he was pretty fucking consistent over a very long period of time. That's what it comes down to.
Like, he has more All-Star Game appearances than Jimmy Butler, but I would definitely put Jimmy Butler in the Hall of Fame over him. Like, Butler has 6. Now, I know Butler's played in the finals and all that and has more playoff success, and, you know, there's some pretty obvious reasons. But, still. Are you playing the Subnautica thing, by the way?
Yeah.
I need to play that game eventually. I've gotten requests for it. It does sound like the kind of game that I would actually really like. I just haven't gotten to it yet. Yeah, right, guy. I like Grand Theft Auto. I've beaten Grand Theft Auto 5 like 3 times, and I usually don't do that with games anymore. I beat it once and I move on. There's too much shit to play. And, yeah, I played a lot of Street Fighter 2 Turbo back when I used to work at AT&T, because my boss, my supervisor, was a big fan of fighting games, and he would play during lunch, and I would play with him. It was, fun for a little while, but ultimately fighting games are not really something that I get into that hardcore. Just not really my kind of format. Hey, Marsh. Earlier today, I was watching highlights of the Ron Artest and Andrew Bynum's Elbows of Justice. I went way too long without watching replays of them. It was phenomenal. Can I take these mirrors somehow? I don't think so. Yeah, I'm not really sure what to do here. I have no idea how to get that sunlight over here. I only have the one mirror, and as soon as I take it out of that light source, it's just completely... It's pretty cool, right, guy? You should take that to a Blazers game and see what the fans think of it.
What?
He says he found a cup that he got from a Blazers game years ago that has Myers Leonard on it.
Oh yeah, he showed that in the chat.
That'd be pretty fucking funny.
I wish I could fucking thing.
Check it out, Lisa. If you pause at just the right time, you can see the exact moment that Myers Leonard's career ended. Marshall, he's a basketball player.
Oh god. It took all my might not to... Good lord, hold on.
Well, he was streaming Call of Duty on his Twitch channel, Marsh, a few years ago, and he said something bad. And he got kicked off the Blazers for it. I think he's actually been playing this year, but obviously not a big role or anything like that. He was never a good player. He was just big.
Obviously not on a team based in Florida.
Uh-huh. I wonder who it was that sniped him. That person literally derailed an NBA career with a single shot. Literally, the shot heard around the
This
world.
thing is going to be a problem.
Right, guy? I think everybody knows that. I don't think there are any many people that are unaware of that.
Hey, the trap is disabled. We can get past now.
Actually reading some old NBA articles from 2011, 2012, 2013. It's easy to forget now how much everybody crapped on Chris Bosh all the time. Like, if you go back and read those articles, it's like, man.
I'm in the middle of something, but I got a lot to say about what you just said, so hold on. Sorry, so what'd you say about Bosch?
No, I just said that, I was reading some old NBA articles from like 2011, 2012, 2013 earlier today, and, it's easy to forget now, how much people just slammed Bosch all the time. Like, he got blamed for everything.
Yeah. Believe me, I spent a lot of time back in the day having to defend Bosch, which is why I feel so qualified being a Bosch defender, because I had to work real fucking hard to get through to people. But like, aside from the fact that the man was an absolute scoring machine, and aside from the fact that the man could easily he's fucking 7 feet tall. He can grab rebounds when he's in a system that allows him to fucking get rebounds. But people constantly slammed him on not being a good defender, and I'm sitting here like he's the best pick and roll defender since Kevin Garnett. I cannot believe that you people think that he can't fucking play defense. He's not a hard-nosed shot block and rim protector like Patrick Ewing, but that doesn't mean that he can't block shots. Or one of his most famous plays was a block shot when he fucking ended Game 6 2013 with a block on Danny Green.
Like, the joke that people kept making back then was that the Heat were 2.5 men. Because, they had Wade and they had LeBron, and those were the 2 men, and then Bosch was the half a man. Like, that got written about a lot back then. It's easy to forget now.
Yeah, and people constantly were saying that he was gay. They were constantly like he was gay. Meanwhile, LeBron actually is a bottom. Wade turned his kid into a car part, plus various sex parties that he goes to with Gabby. I'm not kidding, dude. He mostly just watches. Bosch is actually the close.
And also, you don't hear very much about him anymore, so he can't sully his reputation the way Wade has. Which is kind of nice, as it turns out. Okay. Okay. It actually worked. Here. Braun is literally a bottom. Okay, how am I going to get that thing back up here? I'm pretty sure I have to. I don't see...
Alright, we need more copper. Fuck! Always more copper. Jesus Christ.
Sonic, can I see your butt? On you beautiful hedgehog, you have to show me that magnificent butt. I think I'm gonna have to get a little creative here. I do have an idea. So where's the hole in the roof? It's on the other side. There we go. Way harder than it needed to be. That's okay. Very nice. Hey, where is she? Thank you.
Two more left, Link. Let's hurry.
Okay. Starting to make a little bit of sense. If you think you are getting through this class without kissing my cock, you are dead wrong.
Oh, man.
You've seen that video, right?
I think. I hope so. Okay, this is where I was. Yeah. Okay, so I need to get that up here.
This is where I was. Alright, guys, I'm going to be taking a short break here. Got to figure out this puzzle room. Be back in just a few minutes.
Makes more sense.
Yeah. Alright, guys, we are back.
But are we, though?
Tomorrow I'm probably going to go out for dinner to a sports bar to watch the first half of the game. Be nice. First time in a while I've done something like that. okay?
Yeah.
Sounded like you were about to start crying or something.
No, no, I was laughing.
That makes more sense. All right. Beautiful. Ash Pow Blake. Ash Pow Blake.
Based.
Shit.
Done. Can. Done. Can't.
Or like dumb tin can.
Exactly. San Antonio is famous for tumbleweeds. Birdman will spend the off-season tumbling in weed.
Remember when Tim Duncan missed the uncontested layup?
Did you guys see the San Antonio Spurs game? Did anyone see it? Did anyone see Duncan's face after he missed the layup? The uncontested layup.
Did you see the look in his eyes? That is not the look of a man who's confident.
Frank Vogel. Pie, 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 pie. Frank Vogel. Alright.
What were you fucking thinking?
Exactly. Alright, where's my thing? 4, 5. Max 10. Easy peasy.
Hey Bert, where were you at? He should have been in the game.
Anyway, I'll be back soon. I gotta get these things removed out of my head. Boy, oy, oy, oy.
Like, how do you come up with something like that?
The original video was great because everyone was all like, "What the fuck are you wearing on your head?" It was, people were like, "He fights crime on a weekend." That was good shit, man.
Those sad videos like that are just gone forever.
Exactly. What a shame. But you know what they say, the star that burns twice as bright lasts half as long.
Ooh, see. Ball don't lie. If Rasheed Wallace ever got, like, tested by a psychologist, I wonder what they would determine. I feel like it would be not a very flattering evaluation.
Tell you what made me feel old was when someone pointed out to me that Kevin Durant is actually bald as fuck.
Yeah.
And I remember when he was just a little baby.
Remember when he couldn't even do a single bench press of 225 pounds. Actually, he probably still can't. Get in there. Must be up there. Yeah, David. I guess he's just really that guy, huh? Too bad he didn't get the win, but I guess it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Yeah, I guess this offense just sucks and there's nothing else to say about it. Wait, where'd it go? Oh. Damn it. Okay, I need to think of another way to do this. Yeah, Kelnick's going through a little bit of a cold streak, which, you know, I don't really think much of. And oh, wait a minute. I have some in my inventory, don't I? That ain't it. Okay. See if this works. Ooh, nice. Beautiful. I actually did not think that would work, but it was the best idea that I had.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Okay, only one more battery to go.
All right. go, baby. Climb that wall. Yep, perfect. Okay, here we go. Right. All right. So we're about to finish this temple, and I assume there's like a boss fight. No, I have not seen Ted, right guy. I'm not a big fan of Seth MacFarlane, to be honest.
Neither is anyone with a brain cell.
I heard his Star Trek knockoff show was pretty good.
All right, we've charged
And it's
all the
because, like,
batteries
see, the
left.
thing about Seth MacFarlane is that he's actually talented when he has passion for something. But the thing is that he has a really short
That should
attention
wake up the
span.
mechanism in the center.
So that's why the first 3 seasons of Family Guy were fucking incredible. But everything after that was just awful because the show had already been canceled. He'd already moved on in his own mind, professionally. And as the show just kept going on and on and on, you know, he really lost a lot of interest. So he started American Dad. And the first few seasons of American Dad were really fucking good because he was passionate about that, but he lost interest in that too. And he didn't even want to make the Cleveland show. They just demanded another show. So he was like, okay, so here's just an opportunity for me to make more money. He was never passionate about it in the first place. But his passion was for the Orville because he's a massive Star Trek fan. So, having not watched the Orville, I can't say if it was good or if it kept going on or anything, if it's still good or if it stopped being good, but I would believe people when they say that it's good because imagine Seth MacFarlane being a track and field runner. That first lap, my God, he's going to blow the pants off of everybody. He's going to shoot out there like Usain Bolt. Those last 3 laps, he'll probably be walking at best, if not just outright drop out and leave and go do something else.
I didn't watch later seasons of American Dad, so I have no idea what it turned into. I was not crazy about the initial seasons. I to my knowledge, though, it got less political as it went on, which I thought was kind of interesting. Because I know that the reason the show was created was that Seth MacFarlane was mad that George Bush won re-election. And he wanted to make fun of the people who voted for him.
Which is hilarious because Harry sucked. Like, you have to be an historically bad candidate to lose to George W. Bush for re-election. Because, man alive, that was one of the least popular guys heading into his re-election ever.
It hadn't gotten really bad yet. It didn't completely tank until Katrina, which was the following year.
But people, by the time of the election, they were already really upset over how the war on terror had unfolded. They were upset about the Patriot Act. They were upset about the economy. A lot of what he had going for him was just, you know, people being like, you know, 9/11 and stuff.
Maybe the strategy we used with the other Giptos will work here too.
Okay, where are we? Where'd the Gibdo go?
Watch for the tornado.
Uh-oh, it's Shaquille O'Neal. He's doing the tornado move. Toshak! It's a terrible list, 206. The worst president ever is Woodrow Wilson.
Get ready. Ready.
Get your shit straight. And also, are these things ever going to activate or what?
It's on the ground. Let's do this, Link.
Nice. Like the scene in Office Space. How have we not gotten a sequel to Office Space, by the way? I mean, we got a sequel to all the other cult popular movies from like the 80s. 90s. How did we not get the Office Space sequel?
Summoning more gifters. Don't let them surround you. Your boat. That light. Maybe we can use it.
What? Oh, I just got screwed.
Yes.
Your boat.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Alright, what are we doing?
I still feel like my armor must be trash or something. But I can't afford better armor.
Well, what's that tell you?
I have no idea. Nothing good.
Tells you that you're a loser. Loser. You're a loser. Boggle. Oh, God, my fucking back. Alright, so... Huh. Fuck. I'm an idiot, I guess. According to my girlfriend, I've been taking the wrong pain pills.
How can you take the wrong pain pills? Like, are they like pain pills meant for women or something that you've been taking?
No, they affect different things. Give me a second here. I'll read you that shit up.
Nope, 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 nope. Knock it off, knock it off, knock it off.
I'm up here. So I'm having muscle pains, and she's saying that I need anti-inflammatory pills. Now I was just taking extra strength, generic extra strength Tylenol stuff. So she asked me what the active ingredient was. I said acetaminophen, ACETAMINOPHEN, 500 mg. So she said, okay, first of all, you need at least 1,000 milligrams, so 1 gram of the effective chemical thing for treatment. Secondly, that's for the headache, pain in teeth, and fever. It's not much for muscle pain or treating inflammation, which is why it's not working. So what I need is ibuprofen.
Makes sense.
So in this instance, instead of extra strength Tylenol, what I would have been wanting to take is Motrin. So I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
You have access to Motrin?
Well, that's the thing is, you know, of course it's all generic because I'm poor as shit, but I've got my extra strength pain relief, acetaminophen that I got here, and then I've got ibuprofen. Just straight up regular old ibuprofen. Store brand. So apparently I just take 3 of these and I'm supposed to feel better.
Watch out. Here we go.
Ibuprofen is quite effective in my experience. Yeah, 206. You know what an interesting combo would be? Taking muscle relaxers with Viagra. Think about what that would do. That would be fun. Just a thought.
Alright, so now we get to find out if that worked. Alright, where did I put my submarine?
Right, got him. He's down, boys.
He's dead, Jim.
God's sakes, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a...
Doctor.
Man. You know, when you think about it, the 76ers actually had a big downgrade. Going from doc to nurse. Get it?
Jesus Christ.
You know?
Alright, I'm gonna start saying extremely offensive things so that your channel gets banned as punishment for that horrible joke. Where's Myers Leonard? Hit the voice button. Hit my music.
The Celtics hired Doc Rivers again.
Oh man. What if they hired Doc Rivers just to immediately fire him?
Like a stat somewhere that says like teams immediately get much better after firing Doc Rivers. So they like try to replicate it by just
Yes, exactly. Could you... Like Brad Stevens would totally go for that shit. Oh man. The meme.
Riju, beloved daughter of the Gerudo.
No. Alright.
I know that voice. You're the one who's been talking all this time.
Right.
Yes, your ancestor from a time long past. I was a Gerudo warrior who served the first king of Hyrule and a sage who called down lightning, just as you have.
Rubies.
I've seen you brandish the power.
Well, now I need to
you
build a
have in defense of our
Cyclops
people.
and a Prawn
I
suit.
would expect nothing less from my
But
descendants.
things are going good.
You are the pride of the Gerudo.
I'd like to get arrow gel.
The Demon King is responsible for sending the monster that caused the Sand Shroud. But the monster's true purpose was to prevent you from obtaining that stone. My secret stone.
Demon King. Secret stone.
Don't worry. You will understand soon enough. Let me tell you of events in our distant past. The events that shaped our people's destiny. during the imprisonment war. Long, long ago, when the kingdom of Hyrule was still young, a great evil, the Demon
Yeah,
King,
so let's
emerged.
see. Well, who else is left, right? What retreads are left? Doc, Frank Vogel, and Budenholzer. Like, everyone else got picked up now, I think.
His obsession with power transformed him into
For the
a
most part,
beast.
yeah. So unless people wanted to poach more assistants,
And 6
which is
warriors
totally a
rose to
possibility,
replace him. I'm proud to
Budenholzer
have
and
been
Frank
one of them.
Vogel are both
We
excellent
faced the
pickups.
Demon King, but
Doc
only
sucks, but
after
someone will
Ra
hire him.
gave us
You
the
already know.
sacred stones.
Yeah, and of course, there's
Amplified the abilities of those who carried them.
still the possibility someone picks up
I,
Mark
the
Jackson,
Sage
but
of Lightning,
it
fought
feels
by
like it's
my
just not
fellow
going to ever
sages in
happen. I think
battle
teams
with
have
my
kind of
own
figured
Yeah,
out that's a bad idea.
I don't think that's a real
We were no match
serious
for his
thing.
overwhelming power.
I think naming
We
Smart
endured
Jackson,
our strongest attacks,
naming Mark
even
Jackson
the
as being
lightning
someone that you're
strikes
interested
of
in
Downpour.
is actually a
King Ra
smokescreen
knew we had lost the battle
to try to
against
get
the
people
Demon
off
King.
your trail of who you're actually looking at.
He made the ultimate sacrifice to imprison the Demon King, to seal him away.
That was the imprisoning war.
Some time later, another of the 6 sages, the Sage of Time, came to visit me, and she
Yeah, but yeah,
set the
Frank Vogel's a good
Gerudo on
coach.
our
If someone hires him,
destined
that's a good
path.
idea.
Absolutely. I still can't believe the Lakers fired him.
Magic
Like,
restraining the Demon King will
that was a
eventually be
horrible
undone.
fucking decision.
When
But
that
it's
time
because
comes,
when
you must
you're
help
in Los
Link.
Angeles, you
He's a
need a
noble swordsman
scapegoat.
who will fight that monster.
And it's funny because the one person
So
who's not
please,
receiving
he will
criticism
need
is
your
the one person
assistance.
who ought to be.
Lend him your power, the Gerudo's control of lightning.
And
GM.
believe me,
The
as a
path
Heat
of the
fan,
Gerudo was
it is
clear that night.
extremely upsetting to me that
We
all
wish
he had to
nothing
do
more
was
than to
leave our
eliminate the
franchise, and then
Demon King.
suddenly everyone thinks it's
We are responsible
LeBron's
for his
basically
very
untouchable,
existence in this
and that
world,
you
and
can't
for that
criticize
you
him at
must make
all,
amends.
and that he can do no
I swear
wrong.
to you that
And
when
I'm
the
all like,
Demon
man,
King
where were you
returns, the
fucking people
Gerudo
back when
Sage
I was
of
getting
Lightning will
laughed at for
awaken
being a
once
Heat
more.
fan in the fucking
The
early
Gerudo Sage
2010s
and
when
her
LeBron was
people
on
will
the
fight
team, because
alongside
everyone
your
sat there and assumed I
swordsman.
was a bandwagoner. Then I watched all the games when our team was absolute dog shit trying to fucking rebuild.
And now
You
I
know,
have
watching the
told you all I
heartbreakers,
can
the
of the
injuries, the
imprisoning war
constant
and of
fucking
our
injuries, the
people's
Chris Bosh
destiny.
blood clot saga,
You have
uh,
saved
final
Gerudo,
days of D
but the
Wade, the
Demon
emergence
King
of Hassan
still
Whiteside,
remains a
Dwayne Wade
threat.
getting pissed off over $3 million he didn't get offered on his contract
Ryuji,
more,
daughter of the
and
Gerudo
leaving
King,
over that.
you must take up my
And then
sacred
Hassan
stone
Whiteside
and
getting a
honor the
huge
vow
deal
I
and then
made to the
turning out to be
Sage
a
of
complete
Time long ago.
moron.
Fight
By the way,
alongside
shout out
Draft
to the
Link.
Trailblazers for taking Hassan Whiteside back in that trade. If they don't do that, the Heat
Yeah,
won't be able
seriously.
to afford Butler. Like, that trade allowed them to get Butler.
Seriously. And
So
yeah,
it's
you
my
know,
destiny to
the
fight
fucking
by your side.
all it took was just to get the right guy. 'Cause if Hassan Whiteside was the right guy, we'd have been back here a lot
My
sooner.
destiny as a
It's just
sage,
Jimmy
my
Butler was the
duties
right guy,
as
and we needed
chief,
to get there. And this
and
is the
fighting
thing, is
side by
like
side with
it
you?
takes a while to find the right guy.
Sounds like fun. I will gladly strike down the so-called Demon King.
You gotta
I
give
guess
people
it's
time.
to claim my destiny.
I mean, ever since Pat Riley arrived in Miami, they've never been bad for more than like 2, maybe 3 years in a row. Like,
But this right here, there's one thing I want to say right now. Minnesota Timberwolves, I think, even more than the Pistons, even with what the Pistons did today, the Timberwolves are the most incompetently run
I am the
franchise
Sage of Lightning.
in the NBA.
Witness this
Full
new
stop,
power I
in a
possess.
sense. Because they had Jimmy Butler and Karl Anthony Towns, and they didn't do shit. Jimmy Butler, since leaving that poverty-ass franchise, has been to the finals twice, Eastern Conference Finals 3 times in 4 seasons.
Give me your hand.
And hell, we came damn close to the finals 3 times in 4 years. We almost won last year. And this year showed we fucking should have.
I read you, the Sage of Lightning.
Yeah,
Swear
now
that I will stand
they have
with
one
you.
of the best young superstars in the league in
And
Anthony
here,
Edwards.
as proof of my
And
vow,
he's entering his 4th year, so it's conceivable that he may be trying to make tire tracks out of there. After I think he has got to do one more year. That's going to be interesting. Are they going to be able to figure something out to keep him around? Because he's
He
really
damn
good.
well, exactly, he damn well better fucking get the hell out of there. Get out of that catastrophe, that poverty franchise. Because, I mean, Karl Anthony Towns has got to be one of the biggest cases of squandered talent that we've seen in the league in the last 20 years. Because unlike Wiggins, here's a guy who has the game where he could take that next step. Here's a guy who has the body where he could take that next step. Here's a guy who has the IQ where he could take that next step. The only thing that's missing is that he's in the worst possible place he could be to take that next step.
Right.
I don't think Miami misses a step, and as a matter of fact, as long as he was healthy at the same times that Bam was, if you replace Bam with Karl Anthony Towns, to have a team that Minnesota conceivably could have, except now they're in Miami and run like they aren't retards, this team would be at the very least exactly as successful, possibly more so. I didn't know that. Because I knew it was around that much, I didn't know Monty Williams is now the highest paid coach in the NBA.
That's fucking disgusting, man. Like,
not only does he doesn't deserve it. Any coach that deserves it would be guys who've been with their franchise for a long time and have a proven track record.
or it would be like a situation where like you're the Timberwolves and you really need that coach, and somebody like Phil Jackson in his prime's out there, and you're like, okay, let's just throw a gigantic Brinks truck of money at him because it's the only way we'll be able to get him. Something like that, but not Monty Williams.
Like in my Magic franchise when I was trying to get Phil Jackson.
Yeah, exactly.
And the fucking Rockets poached him for $200,000 a year more, and then I win the championship like 2 seasons later while the Rockets do nothing. I was laughing now, Phil. Fucking A. But seriously, like, obviously Popovich deserves that money. Obviously Spo deserves that money. I would even entertain the argument that Steve Kerr deserves that money. Monty Williams doesn't belong anywhere near there. Because, like, you're now talking, like, there's a number of coaches out there who have better records in the same time frame, better records in the playoffs, more championships, more finals appearances, just better, just everything. And they're not getting paid as much as this guy. To take over a rebuilding team, the worst record in the league. And the reason you'd pay this guy, especially that big of a contract, that long of a contract, is because you're saying, this is it right here. Monty Williams is going to be the guy going forward. You know what? That didn't work out for the Pistons when the Stan Van took over, and I fucking trust Stan Van Gundy a hell of a lot more than I trust Monty Williams.
Yeah, Stan Van Gundy's a good coach.
He took that fucking Pistons team back to the playoffs for the first time since since the squad broke up. He was the one that brought them back there. You remember that? We just form a fucking wall. It was one of the best mic'd up moments of all time. And Stan Van wasn't just the coach, he was also the GM for that team. So he deserved 100% of the credit for the turnaround there. And they got rid of him because they're like, you know what? It's been 4 or 5 seasons and we just haven't started to compete the way that we want it to be. I want you gone. That's all like, well, duh, it's Detroit, so we're not enticing any free agents to come over here. No one wants to make a big blockbuster trade with us because we don't have anybody. And because Stan brought us back to the playoffs, we don't have a good draft pick. Like, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah, he was
You
definitely
realize?
better than he was probably a better GM than Joe Dumars. And Dumars made some good moves, but he made some awful ones too.
Yeah, let me fucking check something here. There's just something about this whole thing that's really bothering me. Yep, there you go. There you fucking go. That's why I was so confused. I didn't understand why Monty Williams,
So,
like hearing that name was bothering me so much. He was the tank commander in New Orleans to build a squad around Anthony Davis, to get Anthony Davis in the first place, but then to build a squad around him. He was the tank commander. First signed with Phoenix, they sucked ass. That first season, they missed the playoffs. Now, they made the NBA Finals the season afterward, but that's because they picked up CP3 and Devin Booker took a huge step forward. So Monty Williams kind of lucked into that one, aside from the fact that he got his fucking ass whooped by Budenholzer in the finals, and if it hadn't have been for that, it would have been a done deal. Like, if you switch those coaches around, the Suns would have beaten the Bucks. There was a hell of a lot of talent on that team, especially when you look at the collapses that they've had as a team. It's indicative of a failure in coaching. Pistons do. They hired the tank commander. Oh my god.
I mean, I would understand it if the Pistons felt like, why would you pay any coach 12 million, like literally any coach, when you're the worst team in the league by far? Like, even if it was like Phil Jackson, it's like you guys were the worst team in the league last year by far, and you got fucked in the lottery. I don't think you're one off season away of being great. Why would you pay any coach? Just pay some random guy on your staff 1/10 the money to get through the season, and then see what's up.
Exactly. The guy you pay that contract to is the guy you're looking to rebuild your franchise. Which is why it's the dumbest fucking thing in the world that they didn't get Budenholzer. They hired Monty Williams because they're trying to suck and get more draft picks. So this is their mindset. Is like, fuck it, we got to pay somebody, and it's all like, okay, well,
You don't have to pay somebody. You just hire
so long to
Rasheed
so long
Wallace.
to exactly so long to everyone who fucking Jesus Christ, dude. Chauncey Billups should have been like, unironically, Chauncey Billups should have been pissed. Bring him back. It's where he belongs. Anyway, I don't know if I'm just like retarded or super tired or what, but I don't understand this pictures you sent me.
Okay, well,
What
you
am
know
I
who
not
that is
getting
with
here?
the ball?
No.
That's Joe Mazzulla. And the guy guarding him is Jimmy Butler. They actually played against each other in college.
You're shitting me.
No. No, I'm not. Because, yeah, Joe Mazzulla played in college basketball in 2007, 2008. Yeah, he actually played at West Virginia from 2006 to 2011. And Jimmy Butler
Wow.
played college basketball at Marquette from 2008 to 2011. So yeah, they're both basically the same age. Jimmy Butler is 33, Missoula's 34.
Man, that's kind of hard to believe.
Yeah. That's pretty cool though. I like it.
Alright, what are we looking at here? Got some salt. I'll go collect some more. More sacrifices.
Or salt.
Salt. Salt. And even more salt. Alright. Whee! And that's a what? Scanner room fragment. Man, fuck off.
So there are some player. So Al Horford is literally 3 years older than Joe Mazzulla. No wonder that didn't work out.
Yeah, they really need to learn their lesson when it comes to this kind of thing. Because making sure that your players have the ability to respect the coach is extremely important to actually winning. I know why the Cavs hired Tyronn Lue. It's because LeBron demanded David Blatt get fired, and LeBron actually is one of the biggest cancers in the history of the NBA in terms of getting coaches fired. Like he's tried to do it everywhere he's gone. Pat Riley's just the only person who had enough balls to tell him to fuck off. And thank God he did, because Eric Spoelstra's had a Hall of Fame coaching career, and God only knows if he still would have if Pat actually caved to LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
But regardless, LeBron is a huge dick, and getting David Blatt fired was really scummy and absolutely unacceptable and totally uncalled for, and a whole bunch of other words that I could come up with. But Tyronn Lue was just an empty suit. No one on the team respected him in any way whatsoever. And a big reason for that is because LeBron didn't even respect him. And how could he? Because when LeBron was in his rookie season, one of his biggest highlights on the season was blocking the shit out of Tyronn Lue. So Tyronn Lue's only a couple of years older than LeBron in the first place. They went up against each other in the NBA, and Tyronn Lue got humiliated by LeBron on the court. In addition to the fact that Tyronn Lue's biggest career highlight is being part of someone else's highlight.
Yeah.
So, like, how do you expect any of the players to be able to respect the guy? And then you look at how his career actually went outside of when he didn't have LeBron propping him up and he fucking flamed out harder than you can imagine. Meanwhile, what's LeBron done? When he went to LA, they won a fucking championship with Frank Vogel coaching, and then he ran him out of there because LeBron's just like, we should have a better coach than this. And it's all like, first of all, this guy took a Paul George-led team to the Eastern Conference Finals twice. Secondly, this dumbass just got you a fucking championship for the first time in 10 years. You know, like, shut the fuck up and let the man do his job. Bron's just a dick, man.
Yeah, so Joe Mazzulla is literally a year older than me, and he's a head coach. That's fucking weird, man. Yeah, Frank Vogel fell on the axe because LeBron wanted Westbrook, and Westbrook came in and ruined the team, and Vogel had to pay for it.
Exactly. Because LeBron does not understand rosters at all.
Very few players do.
He's really bad with the shit. He just sees someone's good and he doesn't think about the context. He just sees them putting up numbers and says, I want that. Without thinking about how awful that would be right next to him. Russell Westbrook, anyone who had a brain, which explains why LeBron didn't fucking realize this, anyone who had a brain would have been able to see Russell Westbrook's one of the worst players that you could partner with LeBron. Because he has one of the highest usage rates in the history of the league. The only guy with a higher usage rate is fucking James Harden. The only way that duo worked is when Harden was coming off the bench.
Yeah, there's a great highlight from last year from a Lakers game where they're down by 1 with like 10 seconds left, and Westbrook is the only Laker that touches the ball. He like gets the ball, charges into the paint, charges back out, charges back in, ends up basically throwing the ball right at a 76er or something for a turnover. It's just like, this guy still thinks he's the best player in the league. And I know most of these guys probably do think that, but man, like, you're on a team with LeBron. You can't be doing that.
Yeah, and that's the thing with Westbrook, is he's just been out athletic. He's been using his athletic ability to out-talent everybody that he's come across his entire career. And aside from the fact that he's getting older, people are also way beyond wise to his act. It's just not working for him anymore, and it's only going to get worse as time goes on because he's getting older. It's kind of sad to see this shit happen. But I'm glad that if anyone had to be going through this, it's the Lakers.
Right. All right,
Because
guys.
fuck them.
I will be back in a few minutes, guys. Okay, I am back. Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome back. Or as the kids say these days, end transmission.
I thought the kids these days say, I'm bussin'.
Papa Molly, I'm sweating. Remember that one?
Yeah, that was a good one. I like that one.
I remember when LeBron said that to be hyped when he was on the bench and the Heat had just scored a huge clutch 3 to cut the lead to 32. It was some game where we were getting our asses kicked, and then he's on the bench after like Norris Cole or somebody hit a 3. And he's like, "Pop to Molly, I'm sweating." And Dan Levitart's like, "Are you retarded?" Oh man, Levitart's dad was so based. Akron is awful. This is the city that betrayed you. I'm so disappointed in you. Don't forget you were afraid to post up JJ Barea. Don't forget you were afraid to post up JJ Barea.
In his defense, I would be afraid to post up JJ Barea too.
To be honest, I don't blame you. I mean, I want to, but I don't. I just realized something. I have huge balls.
The balls are inert.
No, I'm saying that I have huge balls because I'm in an extremely dangerous area and I'm just fucking YOLOing this shit anyway. What does Subnautica and Mass Effect have in common?
Only gay people play them? I don't know.
In both games, you're extremely concerned about Reapers. One of the most dangerous enemy types in Subnautica is called the Reaper Leviathan. And it's extremely huge. If it catches you, it's basically an instant death. And you can build vehicles in Subnautica. It's one of the most important parts, and it does extremely humongous damage to vehicles. So you have some pretty tense U-boat style gameplay situations where you're in your Cyclops, which is a gigantic submarine. It's essentially a mobile base, and you're over in Reaperville because you need to be for the story to, you know, complete the objective. And you're on silent running and you're trying desperately not to get noticed.
Makes sense.
In terms of a size comparison, the thing is like from end to end twice the length of a blue whale.
Reapers. And I really need to do that Mass Effect trilogy replay at some point.
It's really good. In fact, the fucking thing's on Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
I sat there and I felt fucking stupid because I was like, the The remastered trilogy is on Game Pass. I'm like, fuck me, I could have gotten that for free. Paid like $65 or something to get that thing. Bought it at launch, hell yeah. But yeah, it just, when you get the chance, Google a picture of a Reaper Leviathan. Just type in Subnautica Reaper Leviathan. Pretty fucking spooky creature. They were a lot easier for me to handle when the game was in beta, or I should say, early access. Because in early access, the Reaper Leviathan's eyes were green. It's those black soulless eyes that really bother me. For any animal that has them, sharks, arachnids.
Well, it was always kind of an interesting thing back in the day to see how different games would handle you trying to leave the play area. Like I remember Jak and Daxter, if you swam for too long in the ocean, a fish would come eat you. ATV Off-Road Fury just had an invisible wall that you would hit and go flying back where you came from.
Very amusing.
That was always kind of interesting to see how each game would be like, okay, this is how we're going to discipline you for trying to outsmart us.
Yeah, you gotta respect the hustle.
The PS2 disc isn't big enough for us to do everything that we want to do. So therefore, if you go this far, you get instantly eaten.
Alright, I got my Cyclops blueprint. Fuck yeah. Alright, what do we need for this bad boy? 3 plasteel ingots, that's a lot. But not the worst thing in the world. 3 enameled glass, that's annoying but also easy to get. Advanced wiring kit's gonna be the hardest part. It's gonna be a lot of copper. Fuck me. Alright. Fair enough. Some salt. I guess I'll grab a spadefish just to see how good this bad boy is. Silence wench. Daily dose of salt in a single portion. Well, that's fucking encouraging.
That is an unpleasant looking creature.
What?
I just looked up the Reaper.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so and when you get caught in its death kill animation thing, those little spikes that it has on the side of its head are essentially, they're almost like mandibles in the sense that they catch the thing that it's about to eat, and it's just for the purpose of creating a very scary looking death scene. The thing just fucking grabs you like that, and then it roars at you, and then you instantly die because it just bites you and you're done. They're actually fairly simple to avoid. I know it wouldn't seem that way based off of the reputation that they have, but they really are. Okay, so that's 2 plasteel ingots. Right. How much lithium do I have? More than enough. Perfect. I mean, for now. we got in here? Diamonds. Perfect. Go drop these off somewhere safe. Oh, oopsie doodles. I never put that back in. I feel like an idiot. Actually, the kelp forest is exactly where I want to go.
Help. George R.R. Martin was at the picket line of the writer's strike today, according to Santi.
Yeah, that makes sense. Santi, you know why that is, right? George Martin got his start writing for television. He actually wrote for The Twilight Zone. That's how old he is. He's still a member, I believe, of the Writers Guild. And given his fame, he's kind of expected to be there. But in addition to that, he's also a raging liberal. In fact, one of the biggest reasons that we don't have Winds of Winter yet is because he spent almost the entire Trump presidency depressed.
Okay.
I think somebody did the math that if he took every re-screeching rage post that he made over Donald Trump and instead had used that to write a page of The Winds of Winter, it'd be 20,000 pages long.
Okay. Well, that cannot possibly be the excuse, given the fact that the delay goes all the way back to the Bush administration, right? Like
I mean,
we've had.
essentially, yes. Essentially, yeah. The last book that came out, the last book that was published, ergo the last excuse he had to not be writing this current book, was published in 2011.
Oh, okay. So Obama was president for another 5 years after that. So
Yeah.
that cannot possibly be the excuse.
Well, that's the thing is, I was going over this the last time we were talking about George Martin. The guy, his first time that he thought he was going to be done was actually before Trump was even elected.
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking January of 2016 or some shit. He wasn't even the candidate yet. God. What a disgrace, man. I mean... Ugh. He sure knows every dive in town. So we would need 3 gold for that. Two silver and 2 copper. So we have 1 copper and 1 silver and 5 gold. So we need 1 copper more and 1 silver more. We'll be good.
Some people have speculated that he has both books finished, but he's not going to have them released until he dies, so he doesn't see the negative reactions.
Yeah, some people have shared that meme. I personally, I don't buy it. Because, yes, there's a huge risk that the reaction's negative. There's also a chance that the reaction's good. And the thing about George Martin is that he's enough of a Nancy to want to be loved so badly that I don't think he'd give up the chance of being like the biggest hero that there ever was. And if people just hated on him for how bad it was, I don't think it'd be any worse in his mindset than the way that he feels already, which is failing his fans. But you know, I'm just some guy. Okay, one more copper, which we got.
I mean, the thing is, it doesn't matter what he does in the second to last book. It could be terrible. People will still like it because they'll be like, well, maybe this will all be made up for in the last book. And this book will be retroactively made good, so we're going to pretend it's good. It's like how people thought The Matrix Reloaded was good. Because, like, well, that sucked, but maybe the third one will make it all make sense.
Yeah. And see, what's funny is I actually like the third one because of the mindless action, whereas the second one really sucked because there was a lot of talking. And all of it was just pretentious fucking... Like, we should have known that they were locomotives in the making, because good grief, they just...
Pseudo-psychology.
Yeah.
Pseudo-philosophy.
People get high on the smell of their own farts, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like this guy right here, good God. What a disgrace.
Odriarch was the worst philosopher of all time.
Don't at me. Drop that lead because it's worthless. Grab that silver because it's not. Hell yeah, boys.
Plato was a good philosopher. Aristotle was pretty good.
My favorite rapper was a Socratic Method Man. You'll have to pee sitting down like a girl. Hoi ho ho ho. The true saying always sprinkles when he tinkles. Okay.
I think Jalen Brown pees sitting down.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good point, Santi. The TV show ended so badly that pretty much anything he does is probably going to be received better.
I need tablecloths.
Oh yeah. So snacks. I don't want to like set up unreasonable expectations or anything. I don't want to
What's
act
up?
like The Town is the best movie ever. When we were talking earlier, I just said I'm surprised you haven't seen it because it seems like the kind of movie that you would like. I don't mean to like set it up as some masterpiece or anything like that.
Oh, well, I'm certainly not expecting anything good because Ben Affleck's in it. What I am thinking, though, is, like, I just... Starting in the 2010s, movies just really started to not be as good to me. You know, because they just weren't trying as hard as what I think.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Ben
I don't know,
Affleck is a
maybe...
good writer-director, though. Like, did you ever see Argo?
No.
That was pretty good.
You know, say what you want about him being pretty good because he directed Argo, but he sure knows every dive in town.
That's true. These pretzels are making me thirsty.
These pretzels are making me sour. Yes, mother, it's lemon smoke. That was not the right button.
Chris Paul hits a huge 3 to cut the lead to 42.
I still can't believe that was actually a thing they said. How much bigger of an L could one man take?
And so this is one of the covers for Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 6 that you can get.
I'll look at it in a minute.
So, when you started reading Game of Thrones, who did you want to get the Iron Throne at the end? Did you have anybody you were like rooting for?
Dennis. One realm, one god, one king.
Oh,
Easiest way
God.
to get copper, try to be getting titanium.
Easiest way to get copper is go to somebody's house, punch out the wall, and start pulling out the
Well, yeah,
wiring.
there's no ability to be a crackhead in Subnautica, unfortunately. That'd make things a lot easier, though.
May I please have a water?
Unironically, yes. Well, yes, but actually, no. It's one of my favorite memes. What do you think about it?
It's pretty good.
To be 9. Okay, I guess we'll just randomly get some shale here. I'll take it. Who could forget the famous gay love story, Romeo and Juliet?
Are you a homosexual?
Man, just in time for Pride Month, I played the clip. Speaking of
Are
which,
you going to jail? What?
Speaking of which, it is only 26 months before Pride Month. I mean, 26 minutes. I wish it was 26 months.
I was like, what the fuck? Hey, that means it's only 20 days until Juneteenth. What are you guys gonna do for your Juneteenth? Any Juneteenth enjoyers?
I wonder if I get the day off for Juneteenth. I actually don't know.
You would if you were a government employee.
Mm-hmm.
Which, unironically, is the reason that they actually made it a day.
Yeah. Feels good to finally get out of the first round.
Pretty much.
Did you know that Shane Battier didn't attempt a single 2-point shot in the entire 2013 NBA Finals?
Yeah, I remember that. He was actually having a huge struggle to hit any shots in the 2013 playoffs. He was exhausted from the streak,
Mm-hmm.
and he didn't really pop off like actually hitting shots, plural, or even just one shot until Game 7. And in Game 7, he just fucking came alive and he just went off to such an extent. I was so happy to see it, man. I had tears in my eyes. Went, I think, 6 for 8. He missed his last two, but
Yeah.
he fucking went 6 for 6. He went 6 for 6, plus he made Duncan choke just with his presence defending that layup.
Yeah, let me look
Man, that
here.
was so good.
Yeah, okay. In the finals, 0 points, 3 points, 0 points, 2 points, 7 points, 9 points, and then 18 points. So, game 6, he started to kind of sort of come alive. But, yeah. And every shot he took was a 3. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. He played 6 minutes, 5 minutes, and 8 minutes, and 9 minutes in the first 4 games, and then he played 29 minutes in the last game. That truly was him sacrificing his life force.
Yeah. Yeah, I actually wish that he'd have retired too, because, like, 2014 being the way that he went out is just so sad. See, it's funny because, like, when at the time so many people hated Battier, and that's because Battier was the Kobe stopper. He was the guy that played like the best defense on Kobe ever, and no one could call him a bitch or anything like that because that famously bloody game that he had, like, everybody saw that shit. So no one was gonna sit there and be like, "Oh, Shane Battier is a bitch." I'd like to imagine that people now would have more respect for him, but you never know.
I mean, Shane Battier kind of like paved the way for pretty much every 3-and-D player in the NBA right now. Like, he was like,
Yeah, he was the prototype. I mean, if it wasn't for him, a lot of the small ball lineups don't work. Because the small ball lineups were either Battier at the 4 or LeBron at the 4, and it was important to have whoever wasn't at the 4 was playing the 3. That's what made the small ball lineup work, and considering Spo basically invented that shit so that the Warriors could take the ball and run with it, you know.
well, like
That's another
yeah.
thing Spo doesn't get any credit for, but whatever.
Like Don Nelson kind of invented small ball, but he just did it kind of stupid. Where like he would play Corey Maggette at center and stuff.
Hey, I mean, to be fair,
You have to have a very high IQ to understand Corey Maggette.
Corey McGinn, exactly. Any Corey Maggette enjoyers in the chat?
Okay, Corey. Every time you feel like you're struggling to make shots, just get as close as you can to the scouts table and pull your pants down.
And then just start pushing. Don't stop until you hit daylight. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Fuck. Actually gonna have to do it. Alright. Fair enough. Got him. Whoop, 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 whoop. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. I figure I'll create my Cyclops and then call it a fucking day.
Oh, I wanted to ask you, in 2K23, what makes the My Player mode so bad? You were talking about it a little earlier.
It's because they were trying so hard to make it into like more of an actual RPG experience. But the thing is by doing that, they also made the game really, really grindy and time intensive and all this shit. Because you actually play as yourself, and you actually have to travel around the city. You can't play the next game until you go through the next story cutscene. And the next story cutscene is you having to go travel to another part of the city to go talk to someone that your player allegedly knows. And then they say some stupid shit to you. And then you have to go to the arena to actually start the game. You can't just the next game. You have to actually travel around as your individual human player person. In a way, it may make it more immersive, but to me, it just makes it extremely, extremely stupid. And it is such a time sink.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate that idea, but you have to do it a very specific way. I don't think you can have too narrow of a story.
What I think you should do is watch some footage of someone playing the thing and the whole thing. Don't let them fucking fool you on what it's actually like.
Like, in 2K15, that was pretty good. The only thing I didn't like is you had to be undrafted. Like, no matter what you did, you would always go undrafted, and the story was, oh, you're a player who thought you were going to go at the end of the first round, but you didn't get drafted, now you want to kill your agent. And that's like how the story starts, and it's like, can't I be like the #1 pick out of Duke or something? Like, why can't you give me some choices here?
Well, what's funny for this game is that what you do, you just pick your team. You just pick who you want to draft you. So, for people who are actually trying to create a basketball sim-like experience, you could pick that the team drafts you that you'd be the best fit for. But what that means is that you also have the ability to say, I want to get drafted first overall. To just have the team that picked first in that draft be the team that you pick. Or you could get taken dead last by having the team that picked 30th draft you. But it doesn't change the story at all. It just changes what team you're on. Which I thought was really dumb. Also, you have to do like a lot of different things, like you have to play and grind it out and become the team captain or some kind of shit, or like be in your 3rd season or some shit like that before you can choose which jerseys to wear before the game starts. That's just stupid, man. Like, nobody wanted it to be that way.
Like, I liked in 2K11 and 2K, I think it was 2K13, you could just, like, you played, like, 3 games, 3 basically, like, pickup games with the rest of the rookie class, and your performance in those 3 games determined where you got drafted. Like, if you killed it, you could go number 1 ahead of Anthony Davis. But if you sucked, you barely made the lottery.
Alright, let me grab some quartz real quick.
Like, I like that. I like being able to
Yeah.
determine my destiny.
I liked when you just play the best that you could and the team would pick you. Like, the first NBA 2K game that I played the My Player on that I really enjoyed was NBA 2K11.
Mm-hmm.
And what you did is you played out the Summer League,
Yeah, I remember that.
and you just did your best, and as it went on, different teams would want to take you.
Yeah, I think that was the year, the Anthony Davis draft, so if you balled out enough, you could actually go number 1 overall over Anthony Davis.
No, that was 2K12 was the
Oh,
Anthony
okay.
Davis draft. 2K11 was the 2010 NBA draft. Oh, I'm sorry. 2013. 2K13 was the Anthony Davis draft. 2K12 was the Kyrie Irving draft. I'm sorry. 2K11 was the John Wall draft.
Oh, yeah, John Wall. There we go.
So when you were in the Summer League, you played against John Wall, Paul George, George Monroe, the Triangle, Normus Buttocks, Gordon Hayward, and some other guys who I can't remember right now. But Paul George especially, dude, he was so fucking tough to guard when you were playing that, because, like, you know, your players sucked. You started like you're in your 40s overall, and Paul George is popping off.
Yeah, not that it was perfect, but I like the simplicity of those my players. It's better than that shit where, like, you're being haunted by the ghost of your dead friend or whatever. That one that Spike Lee wrote.
Oh yeah, Boss Yachts. Yeah, that shit. I don't know what the fuck that motherfucker was thinking, man. Like, because I mean, I understand that basketball is a very important part of black culture, and when it comes right down to it, Spike Lee could, if he wanted to, have made a lot of different movies about basketball. But I feel like he's never gonna outdo He Got Game. So why would he do what he did? I mean, I understand why 2K did it. They just wanted to have the name attached to their product, but man, that was a bad call. That shit was so bad it made me get to the point where I was like, okay, I'm not gonna buy any more even numbered 2K games. If it came out in an even numbered year, it's not gonna be good.
It's like
But odd number year 2K games are actually good. 2K17 was the best defense they ever came up with. 2K19 was when they first introduced the layup controls as they exist now. Obviously 2K23 is the one that I'm enjoying a lot with my eras. 2K11 was when they first did the Jordan moments thing, and was just in general really great. 2K13 was the Anthony Davis draft, like you were saying, where you could ball out and go first overall. 2K15 was the first one that did my GM, and it was also the first one of the new generation where the fucking visuals look fucking astounding. And all those even number 2K games just suck. Like,
it's like the opposite of Star Trek.
exactly.
Who have thought?
Exactly.
Oh man, I'm gonna have to go look up Chris Smoov's YouTube channel again, I guess, if I want to see what's up in the My Player mode. That'll be fun.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, finally some quartz. Holy shit, why was this so hard to find? It's in the grass like the Viet Cong. Uh-oh, that's a Reaper. Everybody panic. Now, I'm reasonably sure I discombobulated my bed, so I can't sleep. No, I'm wrong. Yay!
Man, Subnautica does sound like Minecraft the more you describe it.
I mean, it's a survival game. So, yeah. What the hell's this picture of the lady with the feet?
Yeah, that's one of the box arts you can get for Street Fighter 6.
I'm sure this is on like 8 or 9 different Twitter feeds that you follow, right?
Yeah, it is. I'm not too happy about it, to be honest.
Good lord.
What the hell? How did I get turned around?
Yay! I can make my submarine. I can make my submarine. Whee! And then I jump. Oh, okay. Let me pick this up then. Oh. Barnacles, Patrick.
We did it, Patrick. We saved the city.
Forever. 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 One eternity later. Must be constructed in deeper water. Why don't you suck my ass?
Oh?
Alright.
Ah. Ah.
This may not be what I wanted, but apparently it's what I have to do.
I wonder if, like, 15 years from now, we're going to see videos on YouTube that are like, how did this guy win MVP? And then it's a picture of Jokic when he was like a fat 11-year-old.
Pretty much. It's like, we may know him now as the NBA GOAT, an 8-time MVP, 15-time NBA champion. But before then, he was fat.
Hey.
Because see, like, when it comes down to it, no matter who ends up winning the finals this year, I win. Because according to LeBron being the GOAT, all you need to do is lose in the NBA Finals, and that makes you a better player. So either Jokic becomes the GOAT by losing in the Finals, or Jimmy Butler becomes the GOAT by losing in the Finals. This is great! Yay! Alright. I have a submarine. Six whole power cells. Yippity-doo-dah. remember right, the Cyclops upgrade I have is at the home pod. Let's check there. I was right. Yay!
Okay.
Perfect. So we're gonna need sonar. Oh, we have to research the fucking thing, damn it. I'm gonna research all this crap. Son of a bitch! Won't be fine. Well, the next mission is to get rubies so that we can make aerogel for the water filtration system. Oops. Awning tower, screw, and keel. Now, where are we headed?
Jimmy Butler was asked by Rachel Nichols if there was a final series that had an impact on him when he was a kid, and he replied, "We didn't have cable."
We got cable at home, Jimmy.
Jimmy's story is pretty phenomenal, like how he got to where he is now.
Yes, I agree. I love it too.
He actually faxed his letter to Marquette from a McDonald's, which surprised me that McDonald's would ever have a need for a fax machine. Like,
Yes, when Jimmy went to Marquette, which was in 2010, if I remember right. Who the fuck sells a fax machine?
grandmother had a fax machine that she still used all the time in like the 90s, and I thought that was weird.
How do I shut off my lights? There we go.
I don't think I've ever sent a fax in my life. I'm thinking about it. Maybe one, but I don't think so.
Okay, and the sea dingle goes in. Crap. Alright. They're gonna scrape the hell out of the seabed, but whatever. That'll be done. Do you remember that scene in Galaxy Quest
Which one?
where they're driving and he's scraping the
Oh,
side
yeah.
of the ship on the
Yeah, the first time
space
he
station?
tries to pilot it.
That's basically what I'm doing right now with my Cyclops, trying to park it into the port that I constructed. It's not going well. There is no fucking chance we're going to be able to dock.
No way.
Okay, I'll stop trying. This is the stupidest thing I've ever tried to do.
We both know that's not true.
In this game.
Better.
Okay, what power cell were we using? That one's actually really depleted. Alright, and we're going to shove in that one right there. Engine efficiency increased. So, in order to fix that, you know what I'm going to have to do?
What?
I am going to have to completely rebuild my base from the start, just to make sure that the docking port is more easily accessible for my base. So knowing that, I've come up with my plan. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have the underwater port be relatively high, much higher off the seabed, and then I'm going to build my base down.
Okay.
But I'll do that tomorrow, because this is already quite a lot of... Hey, get the fuck out of here, you jackass. I mean, you're the one who wanted to tussle, buddy. I don't know what the fuck you're thinking. Did you seriously just... Oh my god. Yeah, nice try. Romeo and Juliet. Good effort. Anyway. So yeah, once... yeah, I'll work on that tomorrow. Just really quickly. Because, see, that's the thing, is that, I'm pretty sure this is in Minecraft also. Oh my god, I actually destroyed my base trying to fucking... I fucked my base up so badly trying to dock. It's filled with breaches now, holy shit. Oh boy. Hull integrity restored. Oh. Oof.
That could have been bad.
Yeah, I would have been a very unhappy camper.
Yeah. All right, guys. I think that's going to do it for tonight. We made good progress. We finished the Lightning Temple. We have one temple left to go. We do have to do a lot of stuff in the depths, but I don't know how much of that stuff is like required or even really recommended. I will see you guys, well, later today, as it were, I guess. Video in the morning.